Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com. Your morning horn of teas. Had a good night's sleep. First one in a long time, which is good. But I want to get to, I have started posting some of the footage from the Litecoin Summit Road to Ruta event. And it's awesome. Unbelievable footage. I can't wait to share with you guys. This is Patreon guys who support me on the monthly Patreon. I think it's only $10 a month. And of course, the Road to Ruta private road members. There's a Patreon channel right in the private road. You can click on that. Great debate with Bitcoin Ben is the first one I'm posting. It's all about the crash. Will there be a big crash or will it smooth transition with cryptos? You guys can listen to the debate and decide who won. At the end, I gave it to him. I was the host. I was being gracious. But he makes some good points. And he makes some points for me. So listen to that debate. It's fun. It's great. Bitcoin Ben, you guys got to subscribe to his channel. Great information. I don't agree with everything he says. Nobody in this space agrees with everybody else. And that's the beauty of it. We're all free thinkers, absolutely 100%. But Ben and I are aligned in one vision, absolutely, and that is freedom. We believe in freedom. And we don't have much of it right now, but it is something you should fight for with everything you got. We have to be free. We cannot be controlled by these criminals. Yes, I get it that there are bad guys controlling us. It does not make us completely subservient to them. We can take them out, and we are taking them out, and we will take them out. Good always triumphs over evil. I don't care how long they've been in power. If you hear someone say, "Oh, they're in power and they'll always be in power," they're taking away their own power. It's kind of sad to see. So no, they are not going to stay in power. We're going to take them out. We, the people, have more power than they do, believe it or not, even though they've been controlling us all this time, mainly through the issuance of fiat money, and that is ending. So you take away their money, you take away their power. Anybody who says we can't do that, go live in a different world. Planet Earth is changing. Go to Mars or Saturn or another planet where they still have control. Planet Earth is becoming free, and I'm going to fight with all my might all year long, all the rest of my life. And so is Bitcoin Ben. And it's a good fight, so join us. Don't be a hater. Speaking of haters, there's a lot of love going on for Veritaseum right now. Remember it was $4 just a couple months ago? I don't know why CoinMarketCap still has this up. SEC's filed charges against Veritaseum. They already settled. I think it's fully settled. I'm not quite sure. There's certain things out there. But the majority of it has been settled. They levied a ridiculous amount of money for the fine on Reggie, but it's not something that destroyed Veritaseum. Veritaseum is still up and going. And yes, I see great things in the future for Veritaseum. So CoinMarketCap, please take down this notification of the charges filed because they've been settled. I can send you the paperwork if you need it. All right? Meanwhile, Veritasium's up over $21, which means today and tomorrow are going to be the very last days that I give away, where is it? The Veritasium tokens. For every Road to Ruta membership, private road membership, and renewal, I send out one Veritasium token loaded on a paper wallet into your own possession, and one silver Ruta coin. Silver Ruta coin is the coolest coin in the world. That little cave there on the left side, that's the most important thing in the history of man. That is the hidden gold in the Grand Canyon. Why is it the most important thing? Because it gives those people the power over fiat money. The hiding of all that gold gave the bad guys power. And that's what we're taking away. So, today and maybe tomorrow, last day. If you want to join the private road at the Road to Ruta, get access to everything, click subscribe today and go down here and there's a buy now button. It's $2.99 for a year and you get sent to your front door one Veri token and a silver coin, but it's over. I want to hang on to the rest of my Veritasium. I know how hard it is to get. So if you want to renew or you want to subscribe, a renewal Tax on another year to your current expiration date. So if you want to do either of those, now's the time because it's ending. All right, let's talk about the other ridiculous fraud, which is silver. Silver is a ridiculous fraud. The beauty of this ridiculous fraud is that it is ending. It is ending very soon. All kinds of people at JP Morgan are going to be charged probably by year's end. December is a huge, huge month for silver. Remember what Cliff said in his discussion with us in Las Vegas? 2020 is year zero to the elite, to the government. It's year zero, meaning everything else behind that is going to get blown out of the water, potentially. Sometime in 2020. But 2020, the government looks at as year zero. Start fresh, which is beautiful. And with the investigations and the charging of JP Morgan and its traders in silver and gold under RICO charges, which means can owe up to 3 times what they stole. So if JP Morgan has 1 billion ounces of silver, they're going to owe 3 billion. That's a beautiful thing. Keep an eye on silver. If you don't have any, if you're a crypto person only, you're going to miss out on the number one thing that the big money is going to go into, because it's a lot easier for the big money to understand silver and gold than it is cryptos. So the first thing they're going to run to is silver and gold when it's freely traded. You're going to see silver and gold spikes like you wouldn't believe. Gold should triple, quadruple. Yeah, even though there's so much gold. Silver, sky's the limit. I'm thinking $1,000 at first. If it was freely traded today and all the criminal shorts were stopped, the criminality was stopped, boom, $1,000 silver. And where is it sitting right now? $17. Is that 60 times? Instantly, if it was freely traded. So yes, all you crypto people think, I'm going to get rich off cryptos. You want to get rich? Go buy yourself some silver. Physical silver in your own possession. Because the moment that manipulation ends, the price suppression ends, silver it's a coiled spring. It won't be on the COMEX, mind you. It won't be on the LBMA. Those are criminal organizations. Those will be shut down. We won't know the price of silver for a while. But it'll be in massive demand. Massive demand. Physical only, in your own possession only. If somebody else holds it, you will lose it. I hope that's obvious. I think the next point to watch for silver is the delivery dates for the December contract. It's the big delivery month. And of course, first delivery is December 31st, right before the beginning of year zero. Here we go again, going down that rabbit hole. Yeah, I think December is going to be the killer delivery month for silver. Killer meaning the shorts, and there's 1 billion ounces short at the current moment. Most of it's held by 8 traders, probably the majority by 2 or 3. And I heard JP Morgan's getting out, according to Ted Butler, getting out of its silver position, silver short position. So JP Morgan's going to double cross all the other cryptos. That will be a sight to see. Talk about a moonshot in silver. Go to your silver store today. Walk down to Joe's Silver Store on the corner of 5th and Main. Walk in there and say, I would like to buy some 1 ounce rounds of physical silver. And make sure you trust and get a rapport going. And go to 2 or 3 silver stores in your big city. Or if you're in a little town, it's probably the jewelry shops that hold silver or anything like that. Or go online. Miles Franklin, my friends at Miles Franklin will take care of you. Anywhere you go, get your hands on physical, in your own possession only. No SLV, no ETFs, no silver mining stocks. Those will all be gone, I'm sorry to say. Silver goes to 1,000, they're too valuable. Those stocks are too valuable, they're going to get nationalized. All the silver mining companies, gold mining companies, will be nationalized. Why? Because you'd be too rich. And the manipulation was so intense. And there's so many phony shares out there, you don't even own those silver shares you think you own. Even those who took possession of their shares. Good luck waiting in line. You're the only one standing. Look, I have a certificate. They'd say, you have a piece of paper, you got nothing. And oh, by the way, Mexico has nationalized all the silver mines. The United States has nationalized all the silver mines. It's a strategic asset. We will pay you what they were worth before the chaos hit, which is nothing. Get yourself physical silver in your possession. Let's talk repos. Small repo today, only $61 billion. We're still way up there in the repos. Let's see, I had this chart here before I started talking about Veri. There we go. This was as of last week. We're at 290 billion overnight bailouts. There's a little kind of a lull. And this is right before the big jump. As I talked about in my video yesterday, there's going to be a big jump. And the Fed has already said, we're going to have to do something big before the end of the year. The end of the year is going to be huge and chaotic on silver, on repos, on everything, because we're going to start year zero. Hang on to your hats. A really good article here by Charles Hugh Smith. If not QE is QE, then is not a blow off top a blow off top. It's a great article. Go to charleshughsmith.blogspot.com. And he was nice enough to highlight the big points. I'm going to read those. Can 300 billion or 600 billion or even $1 trillion continue to prop up an increasingly risk-riddled, fragile $330 trillion global bubble in overvalued assets? And here's some of his points. When is QE not QE? When the Federal Reserve Chairman Powell declares QE is not QE. Abraham Lincoln famously recounted in 1862, quote, "If I should call a sheep's tail a leg, how many legs would it have? 5? No, only 4. For my calling the tail a leg would not make it so." Calling QE not QE does not make it different than QE, but it does communicate the Fed's panicky desire to mask its serendipitous injection of financial cocaine into the financial system. In the same fashion, the financial media is loudly declaring the current blow-off top in stocks is not a blow-off top. The delicious irony here is these denials are reliable market markers of blow-off tops. So true. If you want a reliable signal that the blow-off top has peaked, listen to the screechy admittance of the deniers. So true. But nonetheless, blow-off tops and asset bubbles remain a feature of asset overvaluation. Which, by the way, goes once again, reached historic extremes. This introduces the other reliable indicator of a blow-off top. It's time. This time it's different. How many times have we heard that? This time it's different. Even geniuses misread blow-off top. Which brings us to the present blow-off top that is widely presented as a not blow-off top because of XYZ, with XYZ boiling down to the omnipotent and omniscient of the Federal Reserve. All of which brings us to the Fed's painfully obvious panic and pathetic attempt to conceal their panic. Factors that are illustrated on this chart of the Fed balance sheet, which has suddenly exploded higher than $300 billion. Look at that. Just for context, that $300 billion is more than the entire GDP of Chile and a host of other nations. And there's the chart. Look at that. Straight up, boom. And it's soon to go hyperbolic, by the way. We might recall that the global asset bubble the Fed is attempting to keep inflating is several orders of magnitude larger, well north of 300 trillion. Can 300 billion, 600 billion, or even 1 trillion continue to prop up an increasingly risk-riddled, fragile $330 quadrillion global bubble? If the Fed can no longer keep the global bubbles inflating, then the bubble-sustaining belief that the Fed is in effect a new god will lose its self-predictive feedback loop. Blow-off tops are rarely identified in the present. Absolutely. So there we go. As we hobble into the end of the year and the beginning of year zero is what the people within the government, according to Cliff's data, people are calling 2020 year zero. People behind the scenes. We are hitting bubbles of all bubbles. And that was always the idea on Road to Ruta. That's what Ruta wrote in the sand in the original comic book. It's an economic formula called On the Road to the Golden Age, written in the 1960s. And the idea was, if you want to go back to a gold standard, what do? You print as much money as possible, soaking up all the benefits of unbacked fiat money, build your roads, your bridges, your military, build houses, hint, 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 buildings, infrastructure, and then run the money system to infinity. Right now, behind the scenes, it is infinity already. They're printing so much money and not telling you. They don't even print it. That's kind of a term used to say creating money. To create, if you have $100 billion and you want to make it $1 trillion, what does it take? It's a 1 0 at the end of a computer. From 100 billion to 1 trillion. You click one more zero, boom, you got $1 trillion. Click it twice, you got 100 trillion. And that's what they're doing. There is no more restraint on money creation. They'll tell you, oh yeah, we're at 300, we're in 300 billion, we're in trouble. 300 trillion, 300 billion, trillion, doesn't matter. Behind the scenes, they do whatever the frick they want. And they don't tell you. And that's been going on for a real long time, since 1913, since the discovery of billions of ounces of gold in the Grand Canyon. Which is the next video that's going to come out on the private road. I did a talk, basically it lays out how we got here and where we're going. Please think about joining the private road. It's well worth it. You can watch this great debate between myself and Bitcoin Bit. This is Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com.